In this workflow, I'll be talking to you more about backtesting. In backtesting, we can take multiple securities against multiple systems to see which of your securities performs best against different strategies. This will help you develop your trade more efficiently. With that, let's go ahead and go into MetaStock. In this video, we really want to understand with the system tester how we can take multiple strategies and put it against a list of, say, the NASDAQ 100 to see which of the strategies performs best against all the stocks in the NASDAQ 100, or take a list of strategies to see how they perform against one individual security. So if you're trading, let's say, Apple or Microsoft or Netflix, what you can do is take a list of strategies, put it against that one individual security to see which one of those performs the best against it. So we'll actually take a few different scenarios here as part of this workflow and show you different ways that you can use to identify which systems and which strategies work best overall. So let's go ahead and go into the system tester. And let's reset the system tester. So we have nothing selected. Let's go ahead and maximize the power console. And what we're going to do is choose these PS systems in here. These are called the performance systems. And there's 26 different performance systems that are built in to the system tester, the expert, to help you manage trades. So let's go ahead and just select all these. And now what we want to do is take these 26 strategies and put them against one stock. So let's start with, say, Microsoft. So I'm going to take these 26 strategies, put them against Microsoft, and see how they've performed. Now again, over here I can set my trading criteria. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in this video because we've spent this in the filter and forecast video. But we're going to say how we manage our trades. We're going to go long, short. Let's go ahead and do both. Say that we trade both ways. We'll do over the last 500 records. We'll do this on a daily basis. Trade options. We'll set our initial equity to 100,000, 30%. Broker, trade execution, all set. So now what I can do is go ahead and start my test. And now you can see what it's doing is it's taking and running all 26 of those strategies against this one stock. Now, this will look different than it has in the past few videos because what we're seeing here now is actually a list of strategies against that one stock instead of a list of stocks like we saw in filter and forecast. So let's go ahead and rank here on net profit and we can see which one worked the best here. So the PS stochastic RSI system performed best on Microsoft over that period. But what are the lessons that we've learned? Well, we've learned a few things to quickly identify. So we can check our percent gain, number of trades. So I had 32 winning trades, 13 losers. That's a pretty good ratio. Average profit. So let's go ahead and drill in here a little bit. So again, we have our accounting screens that we can go through, identify how our accounting is going. Let's go into our equity line. And this is why it becomes so critical to look at the equity line to understand what's going on. Because if I look at this equity line, what does it tell me? Well, it tells me the stochastic RSI system worked awesome, but it's been about 2 years since it's worked awesome. So it becomes a critical thing to look at this and identify what's happening. Now, what is going on with the recent market? Well, it actually has been working fairly well in the recent market. So it could be a system to consider against it. But it did have a period here over the last year of some drawdown. So it's a concern. It's not maybe my favorite. It's a good looking equity line over that whole time, but not right now. So let's maybe go down to our next one and look at the Chandy oscillator. So let's go to equity. Okay, so interesting looking equity line here. So we have up, we have this run and a pullback up. So it had a really good run. It did have some drawdown here, but what's it doing in the recent market over the last, looks like 30 to 40 days? It's actually been working really well. So if we're looking for a current opportunity that we're going to be using on the short term, this may actually be a strategy to look at versus Microsoft based off of this equity line. And let's maybe just look at one or two more here and see if we can find one that works. Well, I mean, there you go. There's a beautiful equity line because it's gone well over time. It's been consistent. It's been a strong performer. Okay, so what system are we looking at? So we're looking at the PS Pattern Trading System 1. So what we could do is, if we're looking at Microsoft, we could go into Microsoft, open the chart, put on the Expert Advisor, the Pattern Trading System Indicator, and use it to help us manage a trade. Now, the one drawback right here is we may not have a trading opportunity, and you may need to wait for a trading opportunity. But waiting for a trading opportunity, if it's the right trade, is a good way to go, right? So this is a good way to actually use that as part of your scenario. So we've identified the PS Pattern Trading System against Microsoft. Now, again, this may not be the current one when you're actually using this, so don't use this as a result for you to go and trade with. Do your own testing, your own analysis, and identify if it works. So let's go back and let's go ahead and close the system tester. So that's one workflow where we took a list of securities, put it against one individual stock to determine which one of the strategies works best. Now, another way we could do this is we could also do a list of stocks against a list of strategies against a list of stocks. So let's say we're going to do the Dow 30 here. So I'm going to take 26 strategies, put them against the Dow 30, and see which of the strategies works best against the Dow 30. So let's go ahead and we're going to leave everything else the same, all of our tests. Now, this one will take a little bit longer. And why is that? Well, it's because I've got 26 different strategies against 30 different stocks. So it's going to take some time to go through and do all that number crunching to figure out which of those has worked best against the Dow 30 and which of them maybe hasn't. So as this runs through, you can see that it will be giving some results and giving us different best last results. And that will help me understand which ones are working best. So we're going to give this just a quick second to run and see if we can identify the best opportunity. Okay, so we're at about 1,000 of our results of 1274. We've almost got our results. We're 83% done. But what you can see now is we're actually seeing some pretty good results and some negative results, which tells me that some of those strategies work, some of them don't against that. So let's go ahead and look at this result now that we're completed. Okay, so what our result here is showing is it's showing that each of the strategies against that whole list of stocks. So let's rank on average percent gain here. So what we're seeing here is this PS Pattern Trading System is the best performing against that whole list. So inside that list, we have a little bit different of a category here. We have best profit. So the stock that had the best profit in there overall was about $19,000. Worst profit was minus $7,100. Okay, average trades overall was about 63, average trades loss, and average profit. So what I can then do is, well, I know the PS Pattern Trading System works best against that basket of stocks. I can then go into that list of stocks by double-clicking on it and then rank on which of those securities. So we can see that Boeing here was the best performing at two different levels. So we had the Dow against that strategy, and now we have all the individual stocks within that strategy. So let's go ahead and open up that equity line here, get a good view of how it's performed. Okay, so again, importance of looking at the equity line. We had a great run about the first year that we had tested, and then it remained relatively flat. Again, we've had a good run here the last period, so it may be something to consider as a short-term trade. Let's go into Nike here, look at our equity line. Strong performer over time. Equity line is a consistent performer, an exception of this drawdown back here. So Nike may be our strong contender, and we can continue to go through and look at these trades. Again, these are historical trades. It's what's happened historically. There's going to be risk in taking the trades in the future, but effectively managing trades using stops, using targets, using those tools to help you identify the best times for you to get in and out are going to be very effective. The next tool we'll actually talk about as you're going through the videos is actually the forecasting video. The forecasting video shows you a tool that you can use to manage your trades, to properly identify targets use stops based off of probability, which can help eliminate some of the risk in the market. So I encourage you to go to that next video and watch the forecaster video to understand how the forecaster works and what you can do with the forecaster. I hope you found this video informative and that you can use it as part of your trading. And let's go ahead and go now into the next series in the video, the forecaster.